ready to go, who wants to open today's episode?
Not it. You're really good at it. You're really good at it, Lolo. You want to do it?
Oh, fuck you.
You are really good at it. You're the best, as they say. You're the best to do it.
You're the
Best in the
best
biz.
starter.
You're the
I
best.
believe you yourself said so on the show.
No, I want Caleb. Caleb, can you do it?
Caleb, you can do it, yeah.
Well, I was going to do it, but now I want you to do it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll do it. Okay. Welcome back to an emergency recording of Western Kabuki. Gosh, what to say here?
It's the best day of my life.
Yeah,
it's the best, literally the best day of my entire life. I can't remember the last time I felt this good. I know what heroin is now. Like, I've learned, I've never done it, but I understand instinctively.
So we've been on this call for about 10 minutes, and I'll just say, everybody's voice, it was just brighter, more uplifted. As soon as everybody hopped on, I could just tell everybody was in a good mood right away. We haven't talked about anything yet, but I could just tell. As every week, I am joined by my co-hosts. Lolo, how you doing, pal?
I'm ecstatic. I'm jubilant. I'm
I'm
just so happy to be here, you know, and also, but you know what? Actually, wait, I take all that back. I want to talk about fake friends, and you know what? I think maybe this episode, this emergency pod, we'll be able to talk about that a little bit about fake friends and. You know, you really know who stands by you in tough moments.
Exactly. Friends disagree. Friends fight. Friends need a break from each other. Friends let each other blow smoke. Friends remain friends. It is called adulthood. Everyone calm the F down. I'm quoting Cat Turd and one of his reply guys. I think everyone is on the same page.
We are experiencing a very adult moment right now, I would agree.
Yeah. No,
the maturity is through the roof.
June, how are you doing?
I think everyone that knows me knows that I smile. I smile big. I'm always smiling. I don't think I've stopped smiling for the last 7 hours. I was screaming, hooting, hollering at the office, at work today. I've been screaming nonstop. It's running through the streets, skipping, hopping, jumping.
As of closing, the stock market, Tesla was down about 14.5%. The girls, as they say, are fighting. And Aaron Rodgers just signed with the Pittsburgh Steelers for over $20 million. So this is a really big day. Not a great day, but a big day for anybody that you know who's ever gotten their hands stuck in a Chinese finger trap. Check on your loved ones. Alex, how you doing, pal?
Well, you know, I just feel like I think it's so immature to like put your drama out on the internet. Like, why can't you just handle this shit privately? It's so embarrassing.
Give each other a doll.
Yeah. We are joined. I believe you still hold the record. Miles Klee, culture writer. Now your sixth time on this show. I think that's either you or Ed that has the record for most frequent recurring guests. Thanks for coming back.
Right. Wow. That's just my hater energy.
Yeah.
No, I feel like, we've had you on for like our biggest hate episodes, like our like very old episode at this point about Cat Turd when he started really blowing up back in the early Elon days. And now, of course, sort of a perfect encapsulation of everything that we've seen in the last like 2.5 years. I feel like everyone was like waiting for this moment. I feel like we haven't said it was
coming.
We
at
all
some
knew.
point. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I have to explain what happened, but who wants to do, for those of us or for our listeners, our listeners that's just the least online person of all time, doesn't even watch the news, knows nothing. Who wants to describe? Can anyone perfectly describe, encapsulate what happened today?
It's kind of hard, to be honest.
Well, it goes back before today, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, basically, Elon Musk has been insulting the big beautiful bill.
Why is it called that?
Because the people that wrote it were like, Trump loves big, he loves beautiful, everything's big, everything's got to be huge, big.
Everything's big and beautiful and nothing hurt.
So he will automatically support whatever they put in it. That's been my theory this whole time. They could put whatever garbage they want
Absolutely,
in that,
that's
as
what
long
it
as it's
is.
called the big beautiful bill. And that he has not stepped down from supporting this bill yet, even under all the pressure of Elon Musk. It's because how can you not support the big beautiful bill?
It's not just that he loves the words, he loves the alliteration.
Yeah.
He has like a poetic sensibility. He doesn't want like a boring name for a bill. That's not Trump.
What a stupid fucking country, guys.
Like he probably hates Doge because it doesn't have like a fun little rhyme in it. Like he hates that shit.
And
We know Trump hates dogs anyway.
Yeah,
That's true.
A
documented.
thing I noticed today, I was watching him talk about Elon Musk, and he was like, I don't understand why he's talking about the bill this way, blah, blah, blah. But then he said a thing that was so funny, which was, do you remember when Donald Trump was handing out the hats that said, like, Trump was right about everything?
No, actually, I don't.
It was very funny because he was handing out these hats in the Oval Office and was like kind of forced. It was when he gave out the quote unquote Epstein logs. He was giving them to like all of the influencers and making them wear them. And when he was talking about Elon today, he said in like a moment of indignance, he was like, he wore the hat. He wore the Trump was right about everything hat, as though that somehow inoculated
wore
him
the
from
hat
any
in bad
future
faith.
criticism.
He didn't truly believe the hat. He did not. He did not trust the hat.
Wow.
Fuck. I just can't believe. Like, I knew this was going to happen. I think everyone kind of knew, but I truly didn't think this split of the like right would happen this fast.
I honestly thought it was going to happen before he was even inaugurated, like before he was fully inaugurated.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised that it took this long. But at the same time, I also think that it's like much more personal and petty and ugly and public than I expected it to be. I
Yeah.
thought it was going to be the kind of thing that was like going to end up in a Michael Wolff article 4 years from now about like the fights in the early White House. Instead, it's just like all on the timeline for everyone to see. And it's wild.
Yeah, Michael's
They're
just sitting
going
there reading this going, they just tweeted it out.
But
What is it about this big beautiful bill that Elon takes offense to? Like, what actually caused the schism here?
He just thinks that it's full of pork. I mean, I don't know. I haven't read the fucking bill, but apparently neither has anyone else.
Yeah, supposedly he's mad about, or Trump is saying that he's mad because he's ending the electric vehicle tax credit. But that's something Musk has also said in the past that he would be fine getting rid of. So it's just kind of a weird situation. I don't think it's really about the bill, like, to be honest.
You think
I
it's
think this
just
is-
because he got kicked out of Doge?
No, I think there's been tensions kind of like, the past few months. Like, the people, like other people around Trump, like fucking hate Elon.
Yeah.
Like he's
Well, he
annoying.
apparently there's the rumor he got the black eye. He says his son hit him, which is like, come on. There's the White House
That's not
acknowledged
a rumor,
that
that's
he
what
got
he
into a
claimed.
fight. Yeah. He got into a
But
fight with somebody.
He's lying. He's absolutely lying.
He got
about
the
that.
shit kicked out of him in a meeting because he didn't do anything. Everyone was like, dude, where's all this fraud that you said you were going to find? Like, there's no way that's not what happened. Somebody fucked him up.
And then, he also got into like shouting matches with Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury. He left the White House with Stephen Miller's wife.
No, he just did the drill tweet where he told his son that he could be a man once he like beat him up successfully.
Yeah, they officially become a teen. Man.
Fuck no. See, this is the thing that doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, because I think you're kind of right to an extent, Miles. Like, it doesn't really matter. I do think Trump genuinely is like claiming this is about, I think a part of him does believe it's about reducing like the debt. And I don't think Trump gives a shit. I think what all Trump cares
No
about is getting
Republicans
wins.
give a fuck about the debt.
No.
They all only care about that when there's a Democrat in office. It's just a cudgel that they wield.
Yeah, so I do think there is like, at least I will give Elon this. I think there is a morsel of him having at least some good faith of he just wants the thing. Okay, here's the thing. Donald Trump loves things big, loves things beautiful. Elon Musk, his whole thing has been efficiency, small teams, not like nothing small. So it's more about aesthetic than anything else, I feel like, because I think in the past Elon Musk has posted photos of like, look at this huge bill, look at this tiny one. Doesn't that tiny one, like physical papers, doesn't this tiny bill of what like 5 pages look beautiful? Like it's a whole battle of aesthetics and like the ways of politics. It's like the battle between like abundance and like the populist left right now.
I mean, what you're seeing is that he, like every other Silicon Valley right-wing guy, is just a libertarian. That's all they are.
Absolutely. I mean,
and so this is, of course, the breaking point.
Because he like loves Milton Friedman. He's constantly quoting Milton Friedman, quote tweeting him all the time. So it is like, this is the closest libertarians have ever gotten to any control of the government. And Trump doesn't give a shit about that. He genuinely doesn't care. All he cares about is winning. And I think he's going to win this, right? Like, come on. Elon Musk cannot survive calling Trump a pedophile.
Okay, round table discussion.
Yeah.
Roundtable discussion. I'll go first because this is a tough question, but I've thought about this already. Whose side are you on? Are you on Team Trump or are you on Team Elon? I am 100% on Team Trump. Not only because he's funnier, of course, and all that. And yes, by encouraging Trump to win this battle, it brings Elon Musk closer to Motor. But I just think that in the long term, guys like Elon Musk are probably more harmful to the country than this imbecile.
Yeah, no, I you go on.
I mean, Donald Trump is as harmful as the person, as whoever is sort of like telling him what to do. And I think that I think that the plans that Trump had that Elon had for the government were really terrible and were ruining people's lives. And he fired tens of thousands of people. Like, he fired so many fucking people. I think that he's a fucking psycho asshole. And like, I think that he is a lot worse. I mean, there's still terrible stuff going on. That's like, everything is still fucked. But yeah, I think that in the long run, Trump is just like an empty suit. He is a vessel for all the people around him who tell him what to do. And having one less total out of control psychopath around him telling him what to do, I think is good for the country.
I feel like, honestly, as a man in his 30s, like, I obviously look up to both of these men. You know what I mean? Like, they're both my heroes. And so I'm honestly just kind of feeling it's a really bad day, and just like really disappointed in how this is all going down. And I just kind of feel like, fake friends won't clap when you win because they expected you to lose, And like,
if you, even though it's a hard day, it's a really hard day for you. Like, you've been crying. Like, you called me earlier, you were bawling. Your face is red right now. You're crying.
I was really upset. And it's like, I don't get it, because it's like, well, is he a pedophile? Like,
okay, here's the thing with all of this, that like, I immediately, when Elon Musk came out and was like, he's in the Epstein files, which of course we all knew. That's big reveal. Like, that's something that we all
Truth
knew.
Bomb.
Like, for somehow conservative world has hid that fact from conservatives for like years. Even if like all of us post about it, you can reply to these people, they just don't give a shit. But Elon Musk comes out and it's like, oh, he's in the Epstein like logs, and it's like, what? And it's like, the implication here that I caught right away, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm reading a little bit too much into this, is that Elon Musk knew he was in Epstein's log,
he spent
and he's like
millions of dollars electing a pedophile.
Yeah,
is
he
what
was
I
like,
got from that.
like, this pedophile was dope, actually.
And then it's Alex Jones. It's Alex Jones, and the replies being like, "Dear God in heaven, we can't believe this."
Yeah, I saw that reply. I was losing my fucking mind at my product. This is like, do you remember that day when it was like, I forget what triggered this exactly, but a lot of Democrats were like, some of our problematic faves will be
implicated.
Nancy
Pelosi's daughter that said that. Some of our faves will be implicated.
That's like literally what like Alex Jones said. That's like what he was doing all today.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Elon Musk is like, I love this pedophile. I gave him $1 billion. I brought my son around with him everywhere we went. I
tweeted at Grimes.
Left my kid alone with him.
I tweeted at Grimes saying you should talk to your lawyers about this.
Can I read an Alex Jones tweet, by the way?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, read Alex.
This is a response to Buck Millions, who's saying, now you understand the pain in Dan Bongino's eyes when you see him on public media. He knows the reasons the Epstein list won't drop. He knows the assassination was faked. He knows the level of grift with foreign money in Middle Eastern countries. Sad to see. And then Alex Jones responds, maybe, but he put a space between may and B.
Maybe. I like this. It's so... That's the closest, because like before all of this, like leading up to this, I'm sure if you're hyper online in some of these spaces, some of you might have seen the whole like Palantir debacle that's been going on for like the last 2 days, where
I haven't even seen this.
So Peter Thiel owned company. Well, I think heavy investor. He founded and co-owns this company.
How
Palantir.
they want to make a
they're making a
database
extremist list and a database for every American. Pretty cool stuff.
I feel like people are pretty familiar with Thiel and Palantir, but every time. Sorry, I'm sure everybody know. I know everybody here knows this.
I don't think so. Our
really?
listen. I don't think all of our listeners do.
So, yeah.
Okay, well the main thing that I always every time I hear Palantir is that, you know, for people fans of Lord of the Rings, the Palantir is like the device that Saruman uses to like see everything that they're doing.
Yes,
it's like the evil Acme Evil Corporation name.
Yes.
Why would you choose that?
Yeah, literally like one of the most evil characters in the story, and the guy's like, yeah, that's what I'm going to name my company that I'm working with the CIA.
All of these tech libertarians love to be like the Terminator. That thing's dope. I fuck with that guy. That's like the cool dude.
The name Palantir is simultaneously the scariest and most cringe thing imaginable. Like it just combines both of those qualities.
Oh my god!
Did you see what friend of the show Jack Posobiec had to say about the
Please read it. I saw it. Please read it. It's incredible.
Let me see if I can find it here, because he's been tweeting a lot today.
Who hasn't? I've
just searched Phallocentric on his account.
This was a fun day for me. I've been typing, tipping, and tapping on my screen, my little phone all day.
Jack might be the guy. I mean, if we're brainstorming like peacekeepers who can like mediate between Elon and Trump and like sit down with them, like Jack is up there. I would get like Andrew Tate in there to like broker peace.
Alex Jones, maybe. Oh, I was going to say earlier, going off of Palantir, though, like the last 2 days, everyone was like, because, you know, they wanted to make that like universal database and give it to this private company owned by Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, who heavily invested in JD Vance. So, of course, it's probably going to happen because they have direct ties to the government. And like people correctly pointed out to Alex Jones, why are you not talking about this in our face government conspiracy theory to watch everything, every single move that all of us do all the time? And he's like, no, it's fine. No, I trust this. All of these people are like such frauds. It's like right in front of them. It's there. But the closest to Alex Jones could get, which was today, was maybe. Fucking maybe. Maybe. That's the most he could say critical of either of these two. It's crazy. I'm like losing my mind at this.
I mean, I think the main, like, I don't know, curators of this, like, schizophrenic reality that they sell to a lot of their audience is, you know, like the ground is shifting beneath their feet right now a little bit. So they need to decide, like, what they're going to do. Like, if they're just going to say, oh, actually, yeah, okay, the deep state got to Elon Musk, actually. or, you know what I mean? And it's also interesting to think about it like in the long term, what their relationship will ultimately be with like the Trump administration over time as like power changes or power shifts in Washington. Like, I don't know how these people are going to understand this stuff.
Yeah, that's like the craziest thing about this and why this was all inevitable. But the danger for these people is that this was all inevitable, and it's the richest person alive versus the current president, who is like the most popular right-wing president of all time. So it's inevitably going to create this rift in their what was once a shared community. That's why if you go to any of these people's Twitters, they are struggling. They don't know who
really
the
having a hard time.
fuck to back, because
Except Ian Mouse Chong, he threw in with Elon right away. He was
Who did?
Yeah, he said impeach Trump and put in JD Vance. It's very funny for Musk to endorse impeachment and put Vance in, because that's just a Silicon Valley coup. That's straight up like Mountainhead. They just made a movie about that. You just install your own guy, like literally. Like that's a great end game, honestly.
That's what all these people like really want. Like Peter, that would be dream scenario for someone like Peter Thiel. Yeah. That would be like a golden ticket to direct power at that point. So that's of course what they want.
Really quickly, what Jack Posobiec said was, some y'all can't handle two high agency males going at it, and it really shows. This is direct communication, and then in parentheses, phallocentric, versus direct indirect communication, gynocentric. What? I understand you aren't used to it.
Come on. See, this is what I mean. These people don't know what the fuck to say. They're just like, oh, this is a tough day for everyone. But they'll be friends.
They don't know what like leftist struggle sessions are like, and having to have them every 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see the reaction of this. But I also I kind of want to create like a timeline of events, right? Of this conflict, and then see when people choose sides, because I want to analyze which post made people choose which sides, because it's going to be very important to note in the coming months, right?
I mean, go on.
I mean, the problem is like Elon is one of the worst posters alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like he has that working against him.
No, you're like that sounds like all of this is like really funny, like it sounds goofy to like say that, but that actually will actively work. Like the first person to go in your court's Ian Miles Chung, dude, you're cooked. Yeah. If that's your first and currently only major ally, like you're gonna have to really put in the work here.
It's like Ian Miles Chung, Rand Paul, and then like a guy who just has who just like tweets about Dogecoin. Like those are his top 3 guys right now.
Yeah, his capos.
Doesn't he run the Adrian Dittman account? That's him, right? Or no?
I think
it's not.
Oh, it's not.
Sadly,
yeah,
confirmed.
There's actually a guy named Adrian Dittman who runs.
It's a weird bootlicker guy who is probably trying to sound like him on purpose.
But just like the R-word finder account, I do deep in my soul know that Elon Musk runs the Adrian Dittman account. Like spiritually, I do know
it has
him.
the password.
Yeah. I'm invoking Cybersmith. It feels true. Absolutely. But no, I would love to put Caleb. I think putting together like a timeline of like what was the battle, what was the trench warfare that shifted it either way, because like this is like day one, and it's not gonna just like go away. I would be shocked if this like tomorrow they woke up and we're like in the White House together, you know, like that's not gonna fucking happen. So this is gonna be like
Kirk. Hey, that's what Charlie Kirk said would happen. He was like,
does
he was on TV today saying that they're gonna reconcile.
I don't know how they could.
No,
how?
Maybe they could have. Oh, you know what they should do? Honestly,
yeah.
They should. Barack Obama should go to the White House, and he should have them both there for a beer.
Absolutely,
and then they could figure it out together. I think that. Oh,
is this like the Henry Louis Gates situation?
Yeah,
a lot of parallels there.
My money is deeply on Trump because he's the president, and he's already shown himself to be like a great abuser of power. So he'll probably just fuck with Elon nonstop. He's also such a piece of shit. So he's definitely going to be like just a thorn in that awful man's side. I do think it would be funny if he deported him. Ooh.
Steve Bannon wants to.
I pray to God that happens. I pray to God. I don't know. If that does happen, then I will maybe believe in God. Like for 1 minute.
It's just a question of whether he gets sent to South Africa or El Salvador.
I think just to spite him, if this were to happen, they would send him to CCOT in El Salvador. There was no way that he would be sent to where he wants to go, like truly deep in his soul. But no, I think going back to your original question, Caleb, I'm rooting for. I think like objectively speaking, the best case scenario is for Trump to win for two. All the funny reasons, of course, because that's just hilarious. And Elon Musk might kill himself, which would be the ideal scenario, which I do think would be like more likely to happen. But not only just because of that, and destroying Elon Musk would be just great for the world, but I also do think Donald Trump destroying Elon Musk will in turn destroy Donald Trump, because it will create this massive rift. I don't think this is something that can just like be repaired, even with how. Because like maybe I just am like putting too much stock in this, but right wingers in this sphere, like this is all happening because of like Elon Musk's presence on Twitter and like his like jerk off session he has with all of his followers. So of course it's like so important and such big news because of that. So if Donald Trump destroys this big connection and has this intense public feud about him being a pedophile online, and it destroys, so it'll destroy Elon Musk, but it will make him a lot weaker, which I think is just objectively for the best. I think if Elon Musk wins, yeah, as I think, Miles, you said before, like JD Vance might become president. Like maybe they impeach him, get JD Vance in. That's like objectively a way worse scenario than Donald Trump just sort of not being friends with Elon Musk anymore.
I think you also root for Trump in this just because he's gonna win, and who wants to back the fucking loser? Like you're talking about the guy who has the power of the federal government, and he's a better poster, and he's an all-time hater.
Yeah.
Like I just don't. Yeah, I can't. Like what's Musk's move here? Like they're
Donald
already
Trump is gonna be drinking Diet Coke out of Elon Musk's fucking skull within a year.
I think what most likely is going to happen is that Elon Musk is going to declare himself a monarchist, and he
Yes!
is going to buy an island like in the like somewhere like in the out in the Caribbean or something, and he's going to try to like get people to like join his new country, and no one's going to come except for like Ian Miles Chong.
He's gonna do a Prospera like in South Africa.
It'll be Jason Calacanis and Ian Miles Chong,
and he'll pay Mr. Beast like $25 million to shoot a video there.
I hear Little St. James is for sale, so he can just go.
I could genuinely see like him doing something like that, like especially like becoming a monarchist. Like that is absolutely up his wheelhouse. That's just the natural progression from years ago being because he used to be like, oh, I'm a Marxist. Oh, I'm like a anarcho Marxist or whatever. And then he was like, no, socialism's dumb. Now he's like in his libertarian phase. The only way forward is like a weird monarchist.
And he'll have like Curtis Yarvin as his little like scheming vizier.
I mean, that is the natural progression of like tech too. Is they're all fucking fans of Mencius Moldbug now.
Dude, yeah, Mencius Moldbug. He's like the Grima Wormtongue of this universe too. He even looks like him, kind of. This all fits the Lord of the Rings universe.
Did you guys read that article? I think he was interviewed recently.
It was in the New Yorker.
And he just cries like 4 times.
Yeah. Did you? I actually didn't read it. What was like the main thrust? What were they asking him about? Did any of you read it?
The main thrust of it was that he is absolutely like just an empty suit with no ideas, and that he's like totally full of shit. Like there's a part of the story is that he's being followed around by a documentary crew that's filming a documentary about him, but they keep saying like we're having a lot of trouble filming him because he keeps saying things that are too racist. First of all, and second of all, he keeps just repeating the same soliloquies over and over every time you turn the camera on. We can't use any of it. But he also cries all the time. Just it's like he's got the Jordan Peterson illness.
It's really funny because a couple of months ago, I think like end of March, we did that Network State episode where we talked about him a little bit in that, I think. But like at the time, I was like, this dude's ideas. Really terrifying, and he's really close to power. Like he, is very close to Peter Thiel, all these people that have this power, JD Vance, all of this, and that like genuinely very, very much worried me, and still sort of does. But then after like doing that episode and seeing him a little bit more, I was like, oh, he's on Twitter. Reading what he posts, I'm like, oh, this dude is like just dumb. This dude's just weird. Like, of course I knew he was weird, but he's like Elon Musk level weird, where it's just like the worst poster of all time, cries. He's like a weird mix of Elon Musk and Jordan Peterson.
If you're unfortunate enough to major in philosophy in college, there's a guy like that in every class.
God.
I'm very glad I was not fortunate enough to do that then.
God, I'm not surprised these guys might all become like Curtis Yarvin. So we're I think about halfway. We have a few more things to talk about. Did you guys have like any last thoughts? I could go on about this for like fucking hours. I have been all day.
I know.
Like I literally have been talking about this all fucking day, so I could still keep talking about it. What is this, Caleb? What'd you put on the screen? Do you want me to what is this?
I put it on the
you
screen.
put it up.
So I just wanted to see it.
Yeah. Wait. Okay. What does it say?
Oh,
the account is Texan Right. And it says at Grok, generate an image of what it would look like if the tax cuts aren't made permanent. And Grok responds with an image of who is that? What is that?
It's just a man looking sad, like in a suit.
Like a venture capitalist looking upset.
That's just it's awesome. That's the response under one of Elon's tweets. They're just destroying the planet so they can be like make these slop images.
Look at this sad man.
I saw a tweet. Elon. So Donald Trump was like, "Hey, we're going to get rid of all your subsidies," and Elon was like, "Fine, that's fine. I'm going to stop. I'm going to cancel any work on the Dragonfly spaceship, which I assume was like a government, like a cooperative arrangement with the government.
It's the cargo ship that supplies the International Space Station.
Got it.
I'm assuming it's like with NASA. It's like a subsidized
it's a
by
NASA.
NASA.
It's a NASA contract.
Yeah.
So he wrote this, and then I saw someone underneath it say, "Grok, make a picture of Elon Musk riding a dragon asking for a handout," and it did, and it's the funniest fucking picture I've ever seen in my life.
No, Grok, you can't be cooking. No, don't do it. Don't do that, Grok.
Anyway,
no, that's.
I think it's the first time I've ever liked anything that's been created with AI.
I have to say the other thing I really like that's been created with AI is Mr. Cheetah, that amazing photo of Dead Mouse. Sadly, was AI generated somehow. That was not made by a human.
He's grandfathered in.
He gets the pass. You can post Mr. Cheetah.
I think the last thing I'll say about this is, a loyal enemy is safer than a jealous friend with a smile.
Aww.
That's what I'll say.
That's very wise.
God, this guy's a fucking poet.
My last thought is that all of these people are pedophiles, and and I'm so happy this is happening. I've been vindicated. He fucking banned me on Twitter on my first account for calling him a pedophile, and I don't know. This is vindicated. That's all I have to say. Vindicated. All of this. It's a great day. I'm beaming. I'm happy.
I've never
to the
seen
listener,
June
the
this
question
happy in my
is,
life.
you go with the pedophile you know or the pedophile you don't?
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Jesus.
Let's move on to our next segment.
Yeah. So originally, Miles, we were blessed with this story. We were blessed with this incredible news day. And I'm so glad you were able to join us for that. But we wanted to talk to you about two things. First, you were just at this Bitcoin convention in, where was that? Was that Las Vegas?
That was in Las Vegas on the Strip, baby.
Yeah.
The Venetian. Couldn't afford the Venetian on my work budget, so I stayed across the street at lovely Treasure Island. Not a musty casino at all. I did okay at roulette one night and then lost it all the next, and you know how Vegas is.
Oh yeah, it's
you
the
gotta
worst.
do double. That's why you gotta you double it up and then you win it back.
Just one more spin.
Never walk away. Never walk away.
And that's how I lost $500 my last time in Vegas. Was never walking away and keep doubling down.
See, the last time I was in Vegas, I did 75 cents in slots. I ate like a surf and turf dinner, and I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. It's too expensive.
Great call.
Efficiency.
But no, so when you told me that you were going to this Bitcoin convention, obviously we talked about a lot of freaks today, but that is where all of the rest of the world's biggest freaks probably were going to be this last week. There's nothing more I wanted to. I just want to hear about it. Like, what did you see? What did you go? Who did you talk? Did you meet? Like, I know Eric Adams, the New York mayor, current mayor, probably not for much longer, was there. He gave a speech. Like, what was there like goofs? What was happening there?
I mean, I will tell you about Eric Adams' speech because it was really wonderful. He actually, okay, so he took the stage after J.D. Vance, who we were just talking about, who was, the big morning speaker on the second day.
Yeah.
They took away my vape at security, so I have personal beef with J.D. now.
Fascists, they're all fascists.
Yeah. And I'm like, you're like a Silicon Valley guy, supposedly from Appalachia. You're telling me you don't allow vapes in your events? Like, I just, whatever. Eric Adams comes out. Most of the room had left, mind you. I think Eric Adams had about 5% of what JD had, and he puts on the T-shirt of the head sponsor, like over his dress shirt. Awkwardly, he says, like, I got to put on my uniform for the day.
Oh,
so he's wearing like a crypto T-shirt over his regular shirt, and then he gives this speech where he's comparing Bitcoin investors to Betsy Ross, the apocryphally known as the designer of the original American flag. It's like not even a true story.
God, I hate this dude so much.
Yeah, and he's like, and that flag still flies today. Mind you, that flag does not fly. It's like the one with 13 stars. It's like really old. Haven't flown that flag in a while.
Like probably a couple centuries at this point. Maybe two.
Yeah, my editor wouldn't let me fact check that in the piece. So I was annoyed about that. That flag does not fly anymore. Yeah, and then it was a bunch of stuff about how he got laughed at for taking his first 3 paychecks as mayor in Bitcoin. But he's like, look who's laughing now.
So he's been a big believer for a while in Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think it just floats around in a sort of scammy area that he likes. He's just comfortable with the kind of, gray market type of stuff. And technically, I guess he was announcing that he wanted New York to do like bit bonds, which are some crazy new proposal where you like secure like government debt with Bitcoin. Who the fuck knows?
He wants to like tie taxes to Bitcoin, basically, like basically what El Salvador did a couple of years back.
Yeah, it's in that vein, absolutely. But he's so bad at explaining it too. Like that's what's so good. I mean, I really laughed. Because the Trump brothers did a few events, and I truly just, when you see them in real life, it's like, those are the blowjob brothers. Like, I don't think there's I'm not able to look at like another duo of men and think that anymore, because I'm like, I know who the actual blowjob brothers are, and it's them on stage talking about Bitcoin.
I like that they always seem to be together too. Like I anytime I see them at anything, it's always the two. Like they're joined at the hip.
Yeah,
it's kind of adorable.
I did see Don do one event without Eric, so I guess he's the alpha technically.
So I was going to compare them to the island boys, or whoever they're called, because they're just that connected and love each other.
Or the Da Vinci twins. Or like, how do they have separate
but
names?
the Da Vinci twins fucking rule.
They're woke. Yeah, they're awesome.
But I love like, because obviously, so for context, I guess a little bit. Famously, Eric Adams, the current mayor of New York, also the most hated mayor of New York probably in a long time. Lolo, you can maybe describe the vibe, because like, I see people post about him online that are from New York, but like, what's like truly the vibe of like, because he won in the last mayor election, and people like Nate Silver, I'm going to just quote him really quick. This was in 2022. Nate Silver said about Eric Adams, "It's probably foolish to think a New York City mayor will successfully translate into being a national political figure, but I still think Eric Adams would be in my top 5 for who will be the next Democratic presidential nominee after Joe Biden." Obviously the worst, dumbest fucking thing of all time. But like, what's like, Lolo, maybe you can like enlighten the like true vibe of like the average New Yorker's thoughts about him right now.
I feel like New York I feel like New Yorkers always hate the mayor. It actually doesn't matter who it is. Like, to be totally honest with you, like within 6 months they fucking hate the mayor. It doesn't, even if Zoran wins, you know what I mean? And obviously I've done stuff for Zoran. Zoran will be hated within less than 365 days, I promise you.
10%,
I promise you.
He will have 10% approval.
Yeah, like, it's just a natural thing to be hated. But I will say, like, Adams is sort of, I mean, he's such a unique character. My favorite, like, one of my favorite Adams things was the 9/11, like, anything could happen in New York City. Like, you meet so many people, 9/11 happens. Like,
you could go to a fancy restaurant, you could see 2 buildings blow up.
Anything could happen in New York City.
You could get final destinations in this city at any time.
There was wait, hold on. I'm gonna try to look up this quote that he said to a journalist. I'm just gonna look for it really quick about the bicycles. But wait 1 second.
Yeah. No, he like, him and Lori Lightfoot, a previous mayor of Chicago, both kind of won their mayorships right around the same time, and they were both a very similar kind of mayor where they really sucked and people hated them right away, but they were really fucking funny. Like, objectively speaking, Eric Adams and Lori Lightfoot, I don't think we've had funnier mayors in decades. Like, they are truly the 2 best to ever do it.
I mean, from the moment he got into office, his thing was like, you know what I'm going to do to make the city better? I'm going to stay out super late at a club that's owned by my friends, and I'm going to like give away contracts to people who I'm friends with. Like, right away, that was his vibe. And
no, he was like, he was like, I have to do crimes immediately.
And we won Istanbul.
Yeah. His hair plugs or whatever he loved.
But sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, this was some bizarre marks from NYC mayor at his off-topic presser today. When someone asked him about members of his own party already considered challenging him in 2025. This is from a couple years ago. You know what? You are able to ride your little bike safely through our city. No one is coming at you. Mayor Adams, you're able to hang out in a restaurant, question inaudible. Mayor Adams, you're able to enjoy your little restaurants. You're able to, I make your career. You're getting so many first page stories from me. You are so excited about covering me. Question, bicycle fatalities are up though. Mayor Adams, you are so excited covering me. You don't know what to do.
He rocks. No, he's so funny. He's the perfect funny mayor, but he sucks. And that's like the quality that a really funny mayor needs to have. But I do think you're right, because I think I'm gonna make a claim. I probably will regret it because I've never been right about any political prediction in my life. But I think Zoran will for sure win the primary. It just feels like momentum wise, it just feels like that's going to happen.
I don't know that's true. I think
it's tight.
It's really tight between him and Cuomo. It could go either way.
Yeah, I do think so. It just feels like the momentum. It feels true, like that he could win. It just feels like it's all shifting in his favor, really strong, very quickly. But I'm probably going to be wrong. I probably am going to be wrong.
Don't underestimate.
June, you don't have the best history when it comes to predicting these things.
I don't. I was wrong about
with 100% certainty.
Honestly, it's at a point where if you just take what I say, my predictions, and I'll be the exact opposite. That'll be the exact opposite of what happens. I was wrong about 2016. I thought Hillary was going to win. 2020, I thought Trump was going to win. Biden won. I thought Kamala was going to win in 2024. So I have straight up always been wrong. So don't trust me. Actually, don't get your hopes up is what I'm trying to say. But I will, Eric Adams. Yeah, go on.
I mean, just that campaign in general. He's running a great campaign, and it's been cool to see him go. And I think it just shows like, oh, hey, kitchen table stuff, affordability politics are so. It just it can really make a campaign. You know what I mean? Like for people who are thinking about running for office, if you're thinking about it, I don't know.
Just do it. No, I think just do it. Yeah. No, he's running a really great campaign. But I'm rooting for him. But to take it back just a little bit back to the Bitcoin convention, I wanted to touch on him being there a little bit because I just thought that was way too fucking perfect and hilarious that while this like debate just happened for the Democratic primary in New York, he was out like hawking Bitcoin on stage, going like yippee, like doing jumping on stage.
And the timing was incredibly weird because he gave that speech, and then the next day is when it came out that one of the New York detectives assigned to his security detail was like getting pulled in for questioning on this like cryptocurrency like kidnapping and torture case.
I heard about that. What was that? I didn't really look too much in it. Was that thing where someone was like torturing some guy for his password or something?
Basically for his Bitcoin password. Yeah, it's allegedly these two guys were had gotten this Italian cryptocurrency trader and were holding him hostage and torturing him for his Bitcoin password or his wallet password, whatever.
The craziest detail of that story was that they were ordering thousands of dollars of food delivery that they would sometimes just leave on the porch and not eat. Like literally thousands of dollars of incredibly expensive food that they would just leave on the while they were torturing this guy, that they would just leave on the steps and not eat.
When you're pulling off a heist, but you're also on so much meth.
That is crazy.
Speculation.
No, I think I'll confirm it. I'll say that.
Wait,
I said
I'm
that,
sorry.
Actually,
You're really trying to get sued tonight. You're calling the president pedophile. You're like, yeah.
Wait, sorry. Can I just go back to this? From your article, New York Mayor Eric Adams likened crypto to people trading shells in 1200 BCE.
Yep.
Wait, go on more about that. What did he go on further than just that?
Mayor Adams spun a little tale about, it used to be we were trading seashells, and then came the coins, then came the paper money, then Bitcoin, and it was just he was like trying to make a point about, I don't know, Darwinian finance or something. But
hell yeah,
God, he's so awesome.
Yeah,
he's been reading Graeber.
Yeah.
No, I love him. Back in my day, we used to trade shells. Like that's he's insane.
Yeah, he's like, when I grew up in Jamaica, Queens. That was kind of the vibe. I mean, he also talked about being dyslexic. It was all over the place, man. Like he had kind of like a lot of confused, mixed metaphors about Bitcoin or why it was great, and honestly, he really struggled to hold the attention of the few people who had stayed for him after Vance.
Because I mean, I imagine, he's not really a Democrat anymore. I think he's an independent, but the vibe from your article and just knowing people who are into crypto, it's a very right-wing coded thing at this point, especially if you're going to go to a convention. It's very like tech bro right-wing coded. And I assume a lot of the people at this event were like that too.
Yeah, no, the MAGA flavor was super strong, and I talked about that with people who have been going to the conference for a long time, or covering it, and they're like, yeah, it's incredibly Trump coded. I mean, like I said, you had the Trump boys, you had Vance, you had David Sachs, who is Trump's like crypto and AI czar, yapping with like the Winklevoss twins, and they're talking about how brave they were to have fundraisers for Trump and to like raise super PAC money for Trump in Silicon Valley. Like they're just so badass.
They're the modern Paul Revere.
Yeah, Sachs got he got the audience to cheer for the defunding of the Consumer Finance Protection Bureau, which is literally an agency that's returned like $20 billion to Americans, who are victims of illegal business practices. He got this room just like, yeah, like that's the best thing that's ever happened. Shutting it down.
Fuck.
So yeah, extremely political.
I really wish I went to this. It seems like it was a great time. Like you learned about a lot about the crypto world. You probably connected with very down to earth people. Met a lot of really fascinating, smart individuals. Just a great experience overall.
Yeah, and the line for the men's room was always really long. So
I feel like I feel like crypto has really taken a backseat to AI as things that this particular type of dude talks about. Like, what did the health of the industry seem like? Did it seem like it was still going strong?
It was kind of unified with this Trumpy idea of getting all your energy in the US. So there's a ton of demonstrations of big modular trailers with the server farms and how you're going to do all your mining in the US, how you're just going to build some, warehouse in the middle of the desert, and here are the cooling solutions you can use for your servers, because you're going to be mining the Bitcoin. You're not just going to be trading it. You're going to be making it right here in the USA. Like, that was a huge aspect of it. So people are extremely bullish on that kind of thing, and Trump not doing the opposite of any kind of like action on climate change that would sort of tamp down on your ability to do that.
And like kind of pulling this back to the original topic of this episode, with this big, beautiful, wonderful, gorgeous, massive bill that Trump loves a lot. A portion of that bill, which some Republicans have kind of like publicly been like, we don't like this part of it. There was a section in the bill added that no one read, of course, because Republicans and Democrats never read any of the fucking bills they vote on, that I believe for the next 10 years there would be no AI regulations, which would have been, I mean, that's exactly what all of these crypto people want. That's all, like everything that all of these, like, Elon Musk absolutely wants that to be a part of that bill. That's not one of the parts he has a problem with in the big beautiful bill, the BBB. So it's like a very, the right is very much all in on this, like, no, like, of course, deregulation. Like, the thing I really hate most of all about, like, kind of like everything that's happening, and that the fact that all of these people have this power, is it's sort of like a soft victory for libertarianism. Like, libertarians have kind of almost won, like, the political war, at least currently. Maybe that can change if, like, the Democrats actually end up doing something good. But it really does kind of feel like libertarians, they've never won an election, but this is the closest they've actually gotten to real power and like real like strength. And like they might, I don't know, who knows, they might close it out if they actually do pass this BBB bill with no AI regulations, because that of course would be, they could do whatever the fuck they want to the climate. They can build unlimited data centers. They could do anything they want. And that's the worst case scenario, I think.
Yeah, I mean, everyone there was just very enthusiastic about the idea of getting government off your back and being totally deregulated, and believes that Bitcoin is going to the moon. It's just the coolest thing that's ever happened. And yeah, and then it's funny because there are AI people there because these are increasingly sort of overlapping sectors, and that's how I saw like a really creepy kind of feminine humanoid robot who like a company had brought there to be kind of like introduce you at the exhibition hall. You could ask the robot questions, and it was a little disturbing because the guy who was attending it, he was just getting swarmed by like very creepy looking Bitcoin guys who were like rushing over to have like low hushed conversations with him, where you could just tell they were asking about like when you're going to be able to fuck the robot. The energy was just unmistakable with those how terrified the guy working the booth was, the kind of body language of the older dudes coming up to him about it. And and the robot itself is just like really uncanny and horrible to look at. They had a little like silicone face that was like hers, like on the table as like a sample, so you could touch it because you can't touch the real robot, but you can touch the face.
I want to touch the face.
You can touch the like Silence of the Lambs face that they have on the side, and one guy was watching this other guy touch this face like with a great enthusiasm, and he leans over and he goes, "Soft, right?"
No!
Oh, no, that sucks so bad.
I hate all of this. We need to go back to the caves. I've been Luddite
Shadows
for
on
years.
The wall.
Yeah, cave drawings, cave art. We'll dunk on each other on the walls in the caves. Like, it's fine. We'll still have
like
flame
on a
flame
construction
battles.
site. You carve something about your coworker on the wall of the porta potty. We need to return to that.
Absolutely, we have lost so much since losing that culture and it going online. We have lost so much human dignity.
We need to go back to the shells, to the trading the shells.
Eric is right.
Eric Adams for president. Fuck.
A shell-based economy.
Yeah, if anyone came out with that, I would support them. Jesus Christ. I think we're like already close to an hour somehow. But Lolo, yeah.
Oh, sorry, no.
I was gonna say go on.
Oh no, I was nothing.
Okay.
No, nothing.
Are you sure? Are you sure? This is your one shot. This is the last chance.
You know,
this is it.
The thing, I'll just say, like, you know, maybe you're not like launching rockets at the moon, or you're not the president of the United States. But I think the lesson here is the same, which is you got to protect your energy. You got to read, you got to read the room. You got to know when somebody is just clapping to keep you dancing. You know what I mean? And like, while you're busy subtweeting each other on Twitter or Truth Social, do yourself a favor. Buy Bitcoin, okay?
No fake friends. No fake friends either.
The real betrayal would be trusting either of these men with your future. And that's why you got to invest in Bitcoin.
Yeah, buy the dip. Buy the dip. These guys were also saying that Bitcoin is like immune to tariffs. They're like, no, guys, it's cool. Like Bitcoin, the tariffs can't hurt it. It's great.
It's not tied to anything. It's all independent of everything.
Decentralized.
As the last, I think, couple hours, Bitcoin's gone down like 5% since starting recording. Which
buy the dip.
Buy the dip. Of course, absolutely. I think that kind of wraps up everything today. Does anyone have like final thoughts about which pedophile is going to win? Anything final? Last thoughts on the pedophile boys?
Regardless of who wins, I'm just really glad that they're just hashing it out, and hopefully they'll be pals again soon.
We really just want them both to come together again. Miles, thank you for coming on. Do you want to plug anything particular before we head off?
No, you can find me on Rolling Stone. I'm also part of a writers collective called Flaming Hydra. That's a fun newsletter to subscribe to, because there's like 60 of us, and it's only $3 a month, so you're getting a whole, basically a magazine's worth of writers.
It's great. I know a couple of people that write for it. It's really great. Definitely go support it.
Yeah, I suggest that. And you can find me on Blue Sky, Twitter. I think that's it.
Amazing. I think we don't often plug it like during an episode. Support us on Patreon. I think it's just like Western Kabuki I don't know, patreon.com/Western Kabuki, some shit like that. I don't remember. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have anything else?
What an incredible plug.
Give us money, I guess.
You can
don't support us. Buy Bitcoin.
If you think about it, this is a lot more of a stable investing in this podcast is a lot more stable of an investment than there's no dip. There's no dip here. There will never be a dip. Mm-hmm. There will never be. We will never drain your bank account.
Podcast,
what I can personally guarantee as a lawyer barred in the state of New York is that if you support our Patreon, you will become wealthy and successful, and all of your dreams will come true.
Let's build together.
Nice.
Miles, thanks so much.
My pleasure.
Danke. 谢谢. Merci. Obrigado. Arigato. Tak. Grazie. Asante. Kapkun. Ngai. 고마워요. Thank you.